You ever watch your savings dip while Wall Street keeps smiling? Yeah, that sinking feeling when everything looks fine, but deep down, you know something's off. That's exactly what's happening with HBAR right now. Prices are dipping, the charts are red, and everyone's panicking. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't the end, it's the setup. Because what's coming next could flip your entire financial outlook if you know how to move before the crowd does. If you're interested in this topic, hit the like button, subscribe, and type "interested" in the comments, and I will give you a heart. Notice how the market always feels the most peaceful right before it hits turbulence? That's exactly where we are with Hedera right now. Prices are sitting around $0.182, down roughly 6% overnight. And while most investors are hitting the panic button, the smart ones are taking notes. Because what looks like a fall might just be the prelude to the next big climb. Let's strip away the noise for a second. The reason HBAR is down isn't because the project failed, it's because Bitcoin sneezed. When Bitcoin dominance shoots up to nearly 60%, altcoins like HBAR naturally take the hit. That's how market psychology works. When Bitcoin retraces, fear spreads across the board, even into fundamentally strong projects. But that's where real opportunity hides in the fear. See, the HBAR chart is showing what I call a healthy panic dip. You've probably seen it before, a retracement after major bullish news like the ETF approval or partnerships. The exact same level that once acted as resistance around $0.182 is now acting as support. That's technical analysis 101. What breaks you down today can build you up tomorrow. Now, here's where most investors get it wrong. They only look at the red candles, not the reason behind them. HBAR didn't suddenly lose its value. The network is still thriving, enterprise adoption is still increasing, tokenization projects are still moving forward, and new decentralized apps, dApps, are launching on Hedera faster than ever. The fundamentals haven't changed. What's changed is emotion. And that's where the smart money always wins. Right now, while retail investors are panic selling, institutional players are watching, patiently waiting for confirmation. Because for them, this isn't about catching the top or bottom. It's about catching control. Think of this like the housing market before 2008, when regular buyers got scared and pulled out, hedge funds swooped in and bought entire neighborhoods. The crypto world isn't much different. Fear creates discounts. Discounts create opportunity. If you zoom out on the HBAR chart, you'll notice something powerful: historical support zones lining up perfectly with previous bounce points. Last time we hit the $0.18 level, it rebounded to $0.25 within days. Before that, a similar correction led to a 70% move upward. Patterns don't predict the future perfectly, but they whisper the truth to those who listen. But here's the part most traders miss. This dip isn't random, it's orchestrated behavior. Market makers know that panic equals liquidity, and liquidity equals profit. So when you see manipulation during weekends or right before US trading hours, understand that you're witnessing the setup, not the sell-off. And that brings me to you. This is where you ask yourself the real question: are you reacting or are you preparing? Because the traders who win in times like these aren't the loudest, they're the calmest. They study support levels, watch dominance, and position themselves quietly. Right now, HBAR's fundamentals are stronger than ever, energy efficient, enterprise backed, and running on a network that's 14,000 times more efficient than Ethereum 2. The dips are temporary. The network's vision isn't. So before you make your next move, pause. Study the market like a chessboard. Bitcoin's dominance might look intimidating now, but every surge in dominance eventually leads to an altcoin rotation, and when that happens, HBAR will be one of the first to move. Because here's the truth: you can't control the market, but you can control your mindset. And right now, the mindset that separates millionaires from warriors is patience. Stay alert, stay ready, because what feels like a drop could be the start of your biggest breakthrough yet. Now let's get real for a second. If you're watching this, you're not just tracking candles on a screen, you're tracking your future, your financial peace, maybe even your retirement. Because when you look at your portfolio and see that red arrow pointing down next to HBAR, it's not just numbers, it's anxiety, right? That voice whispering, what if it goes lower? What if I lose everything? But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people panic right before life-changing opportunities. Every great investor, from Warren Buffett to Cathie Wood, says the same thing: buy when there's blood in the streets. And right now, the crypto streets are looking red. But the question is, will you freeze or will you position yourself? Because here's what's actually happening behind the scenes and why this moment might be the single biggest turning point for you this year. Institutional investors, the same ones that ignored HBAR months ago, are quietly circling back. They see what you see: the crash, the panic, the volatility. But they also see what's beneath it, the infrastructure shift that's coming. Hedera isn't just another blockchain, it's the next layer of digital ownership. Governments, corporations, even real estate tokenization projects are moving in. When the HBAR ETFs launched, over 250 million tokens were bought within 72 hours. That's not small retail money, that's serious capital looking for a long-term foothold. And while retail investors are losing sleep over a 5% dip, institutional whales are planning for the next 5 years. Now, this is where you come in. You can choose to scroll past this moment, or you can choose to join a community that doesn't just talk about dips, but learns to capitalize on them. Because, let's be honest, doing this alone is hard. The media will scare you. Your friends will tell you it's risky. Your emotions will make you doubt your every move. That's why we built this channel, to give you the clarity you're not getting anywhere else. We don't chase hype here. We break it down. We talk about the real psychology of money, how fear is designed to rob you of wealth before the payoff, how early adoption feels wrong because it is uncomfortable. But discomfort is where the transformation happens financially and mentally. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Join us, subscribe, comment, engage, and be part of a circle that doesn't panic when the markets turn red, because we already know what's coming next. The ones who make it in crypto aren't the lucky ones. They're the ones who stayed. Think about it. Every major fortune in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana started with conviction when prices looked hopeless. And right now, HBAR is walking that same path. The difference is, this time, you're early enough to act before the headlines. This isn't just about investing, it's about rewriting your personal story. Because when HBAR breaks past its next resistance, and you're sitting there knowing you stayed calm while others sold, that moment will hit differently. The fear you feel right now, that's not your enemy, it's your signal. The market isn't crashing at you, it's testing you. So here's my challenge: don't run, lean in, stay informed, stay connected, and stay part of a community that's built for these moments. Because the ones who hold through this noise won't just be watching price charts, they'll be watching their lives change. Every cycle has a breaking point, that moment when fear finally burns out and logic returns. And history shows it always comes right after the majority question is, will you still be standing when it happens? Because here's what the data says: every HBAR dip this deep has led to a massive recovery. When it dropped from $0.09 to $0.04 last cycle, people called it dead. Then it ripped to $0. It gives up. The 40 in less than 2 months. That's a 10x. And right now, you're watching that same setup repeat, not by luck, but by design. When the market bleeds, weak hands leave, strong hands buy, and the market always rewards conviction. Think about what's happening behind the curtain. The HBAR ETFs are being quietly accumulated, institutions are preparing for long-term exposure, and developers are migrating from unstable, high-cost networks like Ethereum to Hedera because it's predictable, fast, and carbon neutral. You're not betting on hype, you're aligning yourself with a technology designed for the future of finance, real estate, and tokenized assets. Now, let's make this personal. Imagine it's 6 months from now. Bitcoin stabilizes, altcoins explode, and the same people who sold their HBAR at $0.17 are watching it break past $1. You're sitting there, not with regret, but with quiet satisfaction, because you didn't react out of fear. You studied, you stayed, you positioned yourself early. That's not luck, that's discipline. And discipline is the difference between people who watch opportunity and people who own it. But let's not sugarcoat it, it's not easy. Watching your portfolio dip hurts. It makes you question everything: your timing, your goals, your future plans. You start thinking about that vacation you canceled, the retirement you're delaying, or the dream business you still haven't started. But that's exactly why you need to anchor yourself to purpose. Because when the noise gets loud, purpose keeps you grounded. And that's why communities like ours exist, not to hype the price, but to build a mindset that survives the volatility. We learn, we adapt, and we grow, not just financially, but mentally. Because wealth without wisdom disappears as quickly as it's made. So here's the truth nobody tells you. Crypto doesn't reward the smartest. It rewards the most emotionally stable, the ones who can zoom out when everyone else zooms in. The ones who understand that dips don't destroy value, they transfer it. And right now, that transfer is happening in real time. When you see the red candles, remember, you're witnessing the opportunity the next generation will wish they had. The ETFs are proof that big money believes in Hedera. Tokenization, stablecoin integration, and enterprise adoption aren't dreams, they're active projects shaping the next era of decentralized finance. So, as you close this video, remember this. The next chapter of your financial story won't be written by luck, but by the choices you make right now. You can panic like the crowd or prepare like the investor you were meant to be. Because in the end, it's never about predicting the market. It's about mastering yourself. Stay informed, stay resilient, stay part of a movement that refuses to break when the market bends. This is more than crypto, this is your redemption arc. And when the rebound comes, and it will, those who held on won't just be counting profits. They'll be counting freedom.